Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Hop on. Let me know where you're watching from, YouTube or Facebook. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you a few things first while we wait for everyone to join. Just a reminder that you want to check out the Stampersdelightshop.com. That's where you just saw my PMS mug. Let me just show you again in case you didn't see it. PMS is purchase more stamps. I always forget where the camera is. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Fran. So you can purchase that and other apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs for the crafter in your life by going to Stampersdelightshop.com. Don't forget you still have 5 days to sign up for my June online class, which is with Awash of Beauty. All the links will be below. Hey, Stacy, Bree. A couple names scrolled past me already. Also to remind you that the Sweet Delicious Fun Fold Club this month with Donna Gray and myself is Abigail Rose, and you can join that anytime during June. Okay, again, all the links are below. Hi, Marilyn, Margaret, Judith, thank you all for tuning in. Okay, so we're going to flip this. All right, so a couple of things I want to tell you or show you. I don't usually show my projects for classes. Like I just had my summer retreat sign up, and those retreats will go out sometime next week after the 17th. I just want to show you something because I thought this was so cute. I am going to show you one project. If you missed the online retreat, the summer retreat, you don't know what you're missing. So we use the textured chic, and one of the projects is with this embossed treat bag that we have in the catalog, and I just fell in love with this little project that I did. How stinking cute, right? I will tell you that there's actually a card that matches this, but because this is an exclusive class, you have to join it. I don't post everything. I don't post it so you can see it, but I wanted to show you this. No worries if you didn't sign up for the summer retreat. In July, I will have a Christmas in July retreat. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. The summer retreat had 8 projects, plus they got the suite of product, a goodie bag with some extra added gifts, the embellishments, ribbon, everything they needed to recreate all these projects. Oh, thanks, Pam. I know, isn't it cute? I just love it. And I love these treat bags. I don't know if you can see it, but they're real thick and they are embossed. So definitely check out my retreats the next time I do that. Okay, what I'm going to bring in today is I am going to show the butterfly kisses. Now, again, this is a suite of product, and oh my gosh, so much you can do with this. I mean, I'd be here all day if I showed you everything. Hi, Yvette. Okay, so this is the stamp set. And there are the dies. You can see there's a lot of dies, and there's a lot of ways you can use this. So we have the designer series paper. And one thing is, these don't actually, I mean, they do cut. You could cut this out. Okay, let me show you. But you're going to get half that body there. But that would be okay, because then you can cut this portion of the body out. So you can use these dies to cut out some of that designer series paper. Of course, we're not going to do everything today. I'm just trying to show you. So this is the paper. You could also fussy cut the whole thing if you wanted to. And then that's the flip side. Good morning, Winnie Ann. Hi, Kathleen. Thank you all for joining. Okay. A couple of other things I always like to show you up front. You'll see a couple of the cards using the go-to greetings. And I wanted to show you, I wanted to showcase some of these freestanding dies that you can get that don't really go with a stamp set, but you can use them with anything. Now, this is our split texture dies. I only have the one on here, and I'll tell you why. If you watched my other videos, you know that I keep telling everybody, this magnetic plate, you only use number 1, number 5, and then number 3. The directions say to use number 2. You don't want to use number 2. If you do, you will bend your die. And that's what happened with my other die. It bent, but it works. But I have it under a cinder block right now to try to straighten it out. Hi, Molly. Thank you. Hi, Terry. So that's why you don't see the other one to this one. The other freestanding dies, oh my gosh, wait till you see this. I knew as soon as I saw the butterfly set. This is so cool because the outer edge doesn't cut it out, but it embosses it and cuts out pieces in here. And you'll see that in one of my cards. And this is the Pretty Pop-Up dies. Okay. You're going to, hey, Bernadine, hey, Janice, hey, Rita. You're going to see that in a moment. And I just thought it went nice with the butterfly kisses because of the butterflies. So don't forget to check out those freestanding dies in the back of our catalog. We have more, but these are the ones I used. The next one I used was the Artisan Edition dies. Now, I only used one of these, but you can see these are the dies that come with it. And this would go great with the butterflies too. But I only used this one today. Yes, the pop-up dies are so cute. So those are some extra things that I used. And again, after we're done, I'll have all the descriptions and the numbers in the description below. Okay, pop-up die, standalone dies. Okay, so you ready to see some cards? The first card I did, and I'll explain it. This is just a quick, simple card using, let's just pull these out here, the stamps. Whoop. I'm going to show you a couple things because there's so many ways to use these dies. So for this card, and let me just show you, and I use the flower embellishments that go with it. First time here. Thank you, Carol, for tuning in. All right, so I am going to grab some of these ink pads and just show you how some of these would work. So we have the body of the butterfly. And of course, you're going to use your mat here. And again, I just want to show you because there's so many things to do with it. And then we need the little body. Here's the little body. And there's so many different ones. There's larger ones. And this is how you build your butterfly. I like to use the dark color here because then when you put the lighter color over it, it doesn't show up. I'm going to grab a darker color because I don't want to clean my stamp. I'll grab the coral. And then you would just put that same stamp the opposite way. And then, of course, you have a larger body and the larger wings. It's as simple as that. Oh, thank you, Pam. Pam says, Carol, you'll love it here. I hope so. So this was my Sweet and Simply stamped card. You're my bestie, sending good vibes. Oop, got to glue that down a little better. And you can see that I just used some bright colors for the summer. Alrighty, the next one I'm going to show you. Then I got a little creative. And this is where, and I'm going to bring it in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I added the split texture dies. And here I use, there's the one die that you didn't see because it's under the cinder block. Here's the other one. And I cut that out. I put them both together, cut it out on the cardstock, layered it on some of that designer series paper, added the go-to greetings. And here I cut out my butterflies with our glitter paper. Now, the thing is, you can pop those up. That's why they are like that. So you can pop them up just like this. Can you see? They're 3D. And then I added some of those little gems. And this one just says just a note, so I didn't put anything on the inside. Hi, Tish. I didn't put anything on the inside, but you can see you can mix and match. Even though it tells you the colors in the catalog, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Parakeet Parade, Starry Sky, Fresh Freesia, you can take some of those glitter papers. See, this isn't coral. This is our Sweet Sorbet, but I use the light color, and it blends right in. Thank you, Molly. Oh, thanks, Yvette. Listen, you stampers keep me going, and I love it. And then, of course, here I made a matching envelope, and you can see I used the other wings for this. So that was another card that I did. The next one I used was the Pretty Pop-Ups. Remember, I just showed you that. I used the circle one. Let me bring that in. And, of course, when you cut your 6x6 paper down, you have a strip left, and I always use that for my envelope. So here is that circle pop-up. You see, it doesn't cut the whole circle out. It cuts all those little pieces out. And then I added some of the dies, the intricate dies, to that stamp set. And also some of the little dies here. Now, let me tell you, these little guys right here, again, they don't cut out. So I put them through the embossing machine, and then I just snipped them off so that I could add them. Okay, and then you can tuck the wings up like that. And again, so you have a 3D project. And these little guys right here also pop up. So again, that's using the Pretty Pop-Up dies. You're my bestie. Now, I do want to mention one thing. The new stamp ink pads, they are very wet or juicy or however you want to say it. What I have found is that if you get one that is kind of I don't want to say watery. It's not that it's watery. It's just that it's very saturated because it's new. Just open it up and leave it open overnight. I found, and this is not recommended by Stampin' Up! Or anybody else, this is just what I found. I left it open overnight and the ink pad was fine. It's just very wet or juicy because it's new. Oh, you have lots of granddaughters that'll love this set. I know, it's a gorgeous set. The next card that I did was my black and white card. I always like to show you one of those. And this was actually left over from the cards that I did showcasing black and white. So I had this base left over. So I just took some of those dies, and you can, this one I didn't like, you can flip those up if you want. I added the banners, the stylish shapes, and I made a Thinking of You card. And of course there's nothing inside because I haven't written anything yet. But, and you can see I used the Iridescent Pearls there for the body of the, I almost said caterpillars, the butterflies. Okay, so we got that one. The next one I have is I used the Artisan dies, and I used this piece right here. Good morning, Denise. Oh, thank you, Yvette. This one right here is the one I used. And again, this one I used with Starry Sky. I think I would have, to change it, I would have added it, and not in Starry Sky. I might have added, like, maybe in the Parakeet Parade or Parakeet Party, because I think it blends in too much with that background. Looks nice, but I think I would have wanted it to pop out a little bit more. Here, I did the same thing as I showed you. I stamped these pieces, okay, with these different wings, and then I used the corresponding dies to cut them out. And then I added one of the intricate dies. So this is how you can stamp and cut them out. I do want to mention on this one. So let me just, again, I'm trying to explain everything because this has got a lot to it. So for this right here, I used these dies. So I stamped them and I used these dies to cut it out, whichever one that is. Okay. For these right here, you use the centerpiece. So you would use both dies just like this in the glitter paper, and it cuts it out. Did I use this one? Whichever one I used. Let's go with one I used. So let's do this one. So for this one in the glitter paper, you use both dies like that, and you cut it out in the glitter paper. It not only cuts out the edges, but also the detailed part. Marcy's Designs says just push down on with a plastic spoon if it's too inky. There's a lot of ways to use it if it's too inky. That's another one. You can also take a business card or an old credit card or gift card and slide some of that stuff off. Okay, so yes, thank you for that. Okay, so that's the way those two were made. You worry about leaving it open that it would form dry cut. No, it didn't. It didn't. It was fine for me. But again, I just like giving people ideas. Which one you choose to use is up to you. The next card I'm going to show you is actually my featured card. And when I saw this stamp set, I did this card with another, it was a Christmas set a few years ago. Okay, and I knew I wanted to do it with this. So I used, you know, our regular base and then layered the designer series paper and cardstock. And these guys too would be popped up. Yes, they're going to flatten out when you mail it, but then the person getting it can puff them up. I also used the flower gems, and then I went with the in colors and I put little gems on their little antennas. Okay, are you ready for this one? Okay. When you open it up, you get that. Can you see that? Yay! It's a pop-up card. Absolutely, Marcy's Designs, sorry about that. We love to hear how people work different issues, and then you can decide which one works for you. So thank you. Yes, absolutely. Comments are welcome here. Nice comments. Okay, so there is that card. This is the featured card. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's not as hard as you think. I'm going to bring this in. Okay. So let's bring in the pieces, and I will put the description and measurements in the description later. Okay, so I've already cut some of this out, but we're going to do some cutting and some stamping. So here I have that designer series paper, and I cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5. It's going to layer on top of a 4 by 5 1/4. And then we have our card base, which of course is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I don't know why I can never remember that. I'm going to go ahead and score this one in half. Okay, so that's the scoring that I'm going to do for that. Let me grab my bone folder, get a really good crisp edge. So this is going to all go right on top of here like that when I'm done. For the inside piece, this piece right here, you're going to take, again, a half a piece of cardstock, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we are actually going to trim that down to 5 1/4, because it's got to be smaller than your base. 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. Standard measurements. Okay, we're going to score that in half, or you can just fold it in half, whichever's easier for you. Okay, you want to give it a good burnishing because you're going to be using that spot. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take your pick tool. You can use a pencil if you'd like. I am going to bring this in at 2 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to bring it in at 2 inches, 2 1/4. 2 1/4, right there. I'm just going to make a little tick mark right here. Again, you can use a pencil if you want, just so I can see where that is. Now, I can't do it this way because there's no 2 1/4 over here. So what I choose to do is flip it There's my 2 1/4, and you got to have it on the same side. So I'm going to bring it in again at 2 1/4. Only this time I'm going to put the tick mark down here. Okay, so now I have these little tick marks. You can bring that middle piece right here around 3 inches and just put a little tick mark right there. I will tell you that no matter what, you can make it smaller. You can make that pop up. It doesn't have to be at 3 inches. It could be lower or small, you know, it could be at 2 inches, whichever one you want. Now I'm going to rotate this, and there's my mark, and here is my other mark, okay? I'm going to get my scoring tool and just score down. The first one's easy, okay? Because if you make a mistake, you can just follow that line. There it is. There's my score line. Now I'm going to rotate it this way. Start with that mark. There's my middle piece. Line it up in here. And I'm going to tell you what I like to do, because sometimes it's hard to see, is I'll bring it down. I won't go all the way down. I'm going to make sure that I'm on track here. I am. Just bring it down just a little bit more. And there you have it. That's all there is to that inside piece, believe it or not. Then you're just going to pinch this. Pinch these pieces. Just like this. Don't fold anything yet. Just pinch. Okay, once you have that pinched, there it is. There's your fold. What I like to do is grab that, give it a good burnishing both ways. Okay, do it again that way. And remember, this is the inside of your card. That's all there is to it. Oh, thank you, Lucia. So I'm going to stamp this first, because then I'm going to put it inside. So let's grab some inks. Let's do some stamping. How about I give this card away? Keep your comments coming. And share my videos. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. That'll all be in the description when I'm done. I'm going to pick a winner. And you'll get this card. Okay, so I want... So Glad You Exist. I'll use that one. I'm going to bring that in the Starry Sky. I am going to stamp So Glad You Exist. I'm going to grab the little body. The little body. And I'm actually going to go off the paper, just like that. I'm going to grab some of these inks here. Again, I'm going to, well, let's do the coral, since I had the coral out already. Calypso Coral. I'm going to do the little body here. And I did, oh, there it is. Let me just clean this off. And I'll use the Starry Sky. Oh, I don't want to use the Starry Sky. That won't show up. Won't show up the way I want it to. All right, let's use the Parakeet Party. I want to call it Parakeet Parade. Okay, so there we have our little inside. And you can see on this one, I did one in the middle here. Okay, so this is actually going to go in the inside of this card that makes your pop-up. So what I found is take the back flap, all right, whatever glue you're going to use. Sometimes liquid glue is better for this because you can move it around if you don't get it straight. But I love my Stampin' Seal. I am going to put this right in the center here. Line those marks up. I know it's about 1/4 of an inch. So you want to make sure that that's lined up. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this, glue that down, just like that. Fold it, and there's your pop-up. There's your pop-up fold. Ta-da! So easy, right? So let's bring in the pieces that I have here. And I am going to bring in some of our ribbon, the Fresh Freesia. So the first thing I'm going to do is just glue that down. Winnie-Ann, is your pool open? Sure it is. Okay, that looks like it might be a little too big. I want to just trim that off. Just a hair. I'll do that over here. Just want a little bit off of that. I want some of that starry sky to be showing. So if you're in the U.S., well, everybody comment, but if you're in the U.S., I will pick a winner to get this card in the mail. Okay, I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around this way. Whoop. Something just fell on me. Okay, we're going to wrap this over here. And my ribbon scissors are on the other table. I so wish they would come back. Whoop. If you joined our catalog launch party with Donna Gray and I, we're going to be doing another one in July for the holiday and celebration catalogs. So if you joined, let everybody know how much fun that was. Okay, so I'm going to layer that right in there. Okay, now I've already done, here I used cardstock. Here I'm going to use the glitter paper. And you can see I used light and dark. So let's bring that in because I want another piece. I want some more. I want some more of those. So I've got some leftovers here. Let's bring that in. So much you can do with this set. Let's bring in these two dies. And these are the intricate dies. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here. I'm going to cut this off. So I only have to go through my machine once. I will use the darker one here. And then let's just cut off this piece right here. I know you can't see me, but I'm cutting off pieces. And I'll put this one right here. And I'm going to have one of each there. I want the darker colors. I got the lighter colors up here. Now I'm going for the darker. Now this is the glitter paper. I like to go back. Pick me, pick me. While you're in, you left a comment. Here's a tip. Use the tag punch or die. Oh, thank you, Lucia. All right. Yeah, definitely give me your tips. Not just me. Any stamper out there watching us. Remember, but they're tips, okay? You don't have to use them, but we all have our little tips and tricks. And we love to share. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that out. Another thing you can do, let me just show you, of course, use your brush with your foam mat, but I find these don't really need that. They come out pretty easy. Put that over there. And for the ones that don't, just go ahead and pop them through. Just like that. You can see I'm doing it pretty quick. And they got all these little ones. Those little ones are the ones that don't pop out too easy. So your brush will work on that. But, of course, I didn't have my pad, my mat here. And you can also leave those, and then they just look like an embossed effect, rather than pop out all those little ones if they don't come out. I kind of like that, but that's just me. Okay. Let me get my lint roller. You know how much I love my little Dollar Tree lint roller. Looks like I gotta change that. Yeah, I gotta get another one there. And then, of course, you're gonna pop out these guys. You can leave them in. It just look like I said, it looks like an embossed image. I might even leave some of them in. Thank you, Tina. They come out pretty easy. And I know some people do the dies face up. That works for you, that's fine. I'll be honest with you, I use both. Depends on the day or my mood. All right, so there we have another one. Get that one off. Okay, so these two are going to go on the inside. So let me bring the card in. And there is the inside of the card. Now, what you want to make sure is that you only glue part of this. So the way I found works is you got to put the big one on first. I'm going to add a little liquid glue. Whoa, that's way too much. A little liquid glue right here. I got way too much on there, so let me just wipe some of that off on my silicone mat. I don't want all that, so I'm just going to wipe some of it off. Okay. I'm going to lay that down. I'm going to close this up just like that, so that when it opens, you can see that it goes up like that. That's as easy as that was. Now, the second one, you're going to tuck behind there. It's, whoop. Well, I guess I got to give him time to dry first. So let's work on the front. All right. So we'll work on the front while we're waiting for that to dry. All right. So now I've got all these little guys, except for him. He goes on the front. And I am going to start adding the butterflies. So what I do is I just pinch those like that. You love the lint roller tip. I know, it's so cool, right? And I use it on my tablecloths over in my room here when I'm using my die cutting machine over there. So to change the roller, you just grab that piece. I mean, how easy is that? I know you all have all those little pieces sticking all over your floor, your tables. So let's just get that piece off. And this is such a great idea. This one's almost out, so you can buy refills, but again, get them at the dollar store. Okay, so you get the idea, and then you just bring all that up. All right, let's get back to my card. All right, so now I have all these little puffed up things. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. And I'm just going to add 2 of them on each one here. Let's do this first because I'm not sure where I'm going to put these yet. Okay. You can put another one up there if you want. They stay pretty good. You love hummingbirds. Oh, yeah, hummingbirds would be great with this. Okay, I'm going to put a large one up here. And, of course, these can go any which way you want. So this one's going to go this way. Then I have the 2 smaller ones. But first, I got to make sure, where am I going to put my sentiment? Okay, got to have your sentiment on there. So for this, I'm actually going to grab my tag punch, my double tag punch. I am going to grab whatever piece will fit. So I'm looking through my pieces here. I'm going to grab this one right here. I'm going to grab the glitter paper there. I will grab a piece of white. I think this one's going to work. You can stamp it first if you want. That's just a scrap piece that I have. I'm going to grab the hay. It's a small stamp, so I'm not going to grab my pad right now. And then I'm going to bring in my regular dimensionals because this is larger. You love the bright colors? Oh, yeah. Carol, don't forget to subscribe. I know you said it's the first time you watched. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when I'm done, don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter and tutorials. Okay, we're going to put that right there. And then I think I'm going to put this here. So let's see. Yeah. Okay, so this, now I will take my adhesive and just glue that down like that. I'm going to put the hay right there. I've got these two little butterflies. They can go any which way you want. Ta-da! Gonna grab some ribbon again. Just gonna tie that in a quick bow. Cut this piece off. Grab some some glue dots. Add a couple of glue dots on here. You can do it that way, or you can just lift them off. Put them right there on your... I like to make sure I got one on each side of that ribbon so it stays. Put the ribbon that way. And then if I need to tuck it or cut it, I can. So I want to put that ribbon behind that butterfly. I don't want to cover that up. I like to also trim my ribbon at an angle. So there we go. And of course, we're going to tuck that up when we're done. Okay, so this guy should be dry. He is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tuck this one behind it. But you can go up a little higher. You just want to make sure when you close the card, let me show you. When you close the card, nothing's behind it. You know, nothing's sticking up. So this one can go right here. You want it to pop up when you open it, but you want to make sure nothing's popped up when you close it. Make sense? What's the name of the ribbon? This ribbon is our Fresh Freesia Organdy Open Weave ribbon. And for this one, I'm going to lay that right here so that when I close it, you can hold it for a second till it dries. But when you gently close it, there you go. This little guy ripped. So we're going to add a little glue here. And nobody will be the wiser, except for you because you're watching me. I'm just going to glue that little piece together. So, when you look at it like this, and then you open it like that. So glad you exist. Now to finish it off, I am going to use the new flower shapes. And it's got all the colors, so you can use any of the colors on the flowers, and you can mix and match, which I'm going to do. Whoop. For this one, I'm going to use the coral right here, because that really pops. And then, I don't have any of the darker ones, so I'm going to use up some of these. I'll use my Parakeet Party, put one there. I like to put a little one right here. And just something like there. And that's to finish it off. Gonna bring in my envelope. Thank you. We even have time for another card. This one I'm going to use the larger. Body. And I'll use some of these other stamps. So let's do this. And I'm just going to use whatever inks I have open. Line those up. And there you have a matching card, a matching envelope. Ta-da! So this is the one I'm going to give away. Oh, and I forgot, because I have this leftover piece. It's just large enough for the flap of the envelope. So it matches like pocketbooks and shoes. We have to match our shoes with our pocketbooks. We have to match our envelopes with our cards. Thank you, Stacy. And there you have a pop-up butterfly card. Okay, so let's move this one out of the way. I'm going to move these out of the way so I don't get ink on them before I mail them out. Let's do one more card. I've already got this cut. And this is just going to be a quick, easy card. Remember this one right here? Okay, well, this is a piece of our parakeet party. We're just going to go ahead and fold that. We've got a piece of the designer series paper, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And here is that die from the Artisan collection, Artisan editions. This is the one I was saying I had in cardstock in the Starry Sky. I did it in Starry Sky, but I did it with the glitter paper. And you see how much that shows up because of the colors in the designer series paper here. I don't have any dark colors there, so it works perfect. Now, you can definitely use your adhesive sheets on this. I would recommend them because you are gluing everything down. But I wasn't sure what I was doing with this, so that's why I didn't put it on there. Which for me is, whoop, don't worry about that. The glue will dry. I'm just adding some glue here. I'm going to go ahead and glue that one down. Oh, what the heck, I'll give this one away too. 2 chances to win. I am going to bring in the Starry Sky ribbon. I'm just going to wrap that around here. Oh, you love these colors? Yeah, nice summery, bright colors, right? Okay. You could put that underneath this too if you wanted to, but that was an afterthought for me. All right, I want to make that straight though. So I'm going to give this card away too. So don't forget to comment, sign up for my newsletter, share my videos, and you're in. Any or all of those things. All right, let's put that right on here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of cardstock. And let's see, I'm going to look at my dies first to see what I want to do here. Okay, so I'm going to open all these stamp pads. This is dangerous. And we are going to do a couple of bodies. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to grab a cut. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet, but I'm going to cut all these out at the same time to save time. So I'm just stamping a bunch of these. This one we'll do in green. And let's see, I don't think I have room for a big one, so we'll grab that little one in the yellow. And I'm just going to move those aside for a second. Found the ribbon. So easy to use. Oh, yes, it is. Where do you sign up for the newsletter? Okay, Cheryl, when I'm done, I will add all the links in the description. Okay, unless you go back to look at one of my other videos. But I will put the description, the link when I am done with this video, okay? All right, so let's move that in. Let's grab that. Now remember, this is magnetic plate, so it holds a lot of these pieces right in place. All right, you don't have to use the Post-it note anymore. I do sometimes when I'm doing a lot of pieces like this, but we'll wing it today. And let's see which ones we need here. So what I'm doing is I'm finding the ones that go with this. So then I cut them all out at the same time. And this one goes here. All right. I should have cut some of them out ahead of time. I usually do, don't I? Okay, but we're going to run it through. All those dies. We're just going to move this out of the way. I have to use all those again. Maybe I'll just do 2 butterflies on this. Okay, so there's my 2 bodies. So I can do a wing here and a wing here. And a wing here. And let's do another little wing. So we'll do that one in... All right, we'll do it in the starry sky. So let's see. Do I have room somewhere? Yeah, right there. I'm just going to stamp that right on there. Okay. So we're going to grab, again, if you're cutting something out, you might as well cut as many pieces out at the same time that you can, right? Whether you use them now or not, you'll use them next time. So I like to try to cut everything out that I can. Now those are kind of close together, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want to have them overlap. Let's just do this. You got to run, but so glad you caught me. Me too, Kathleen. Thank you. Dangerous was my thought too, yeah. Okay, so we are going to put those over there. Remember, there's still a lot of dies I didn't even use on this set. Okay, I'm going to grab that and that. Probably not going to use him, but... All right. So now I have these little guys. I'm going to just use the 2, I guess. And I'm going to use some liquid glue. Hello from Canada. I'm going to add that right up there. I'm going to add this one down here. And this is a silicone mat that's covering my paper here, so that's why I'm gluing right on it. And we'll put a little bit right here. And a little bit right here. Let those dry. Okay, let's grab an insert. And let's see what I have over here already cut out. Do I have anything? I have this. Well, let's see if we have something. Thinking of you. This is just a piece that something I had left over from one of my card kits. So let's use that. We'll do this one as a thinking of you because it fits nicely on there. So there's my sentiment. Remember, I'm going to give this one away too. Before I put my butterflies on there, I want to see where I'm going to put my sentiment. And I think I'm going to put my sentiment right there. So I'm going to add some glue. Going to add some dimensionals. Put that right over there. Now I know where I want my butterflies. I'm going to flip those around. This one's large enough. I'm going to stick a large one here. And a large dimensional here. For the smaller one, I'll use the smaller dimensionals. Okay, you can also find still shots on my blog, Stampersdelight.com. That'll be later when I'm done with the cards. Okay, I'm going to add that right there. I'm going to add this one right here. I'm going to leave this blank because I'm sending it out to someone. I don't know who yet. I'm going to go ahead and stamp in here. So we'll use this one. Whatever colors I have open, we'll use this one. And one more. Let's see. What other one do I have that I haven't used? This one. And we'll use this one. All right. We're going to glue that inside. And then I'm going to add those gems, those little flowered gems. And since I already have these open, whatever I have, I'm going to use. So I don't want to use the purple, the fresh freesia, though, because I want it to really stand out. This has a little string attached to it. We don't charge extra for the string. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of those right inside here. So it looks like they're on the trestle, whatever you want to call it. You know I'm from New York. I say it the way I want. Okay, so there's a cute thinking of you card. I'm buffering on Facebook. Sorry about that. I'm almost done. And then we'll grab a piece here. Yeah, sometimes when I multi-stream, one is better than the other. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can see this. This is the last card. Remember, I'm giving these away. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my newsletter. All that will be in the description when we're done. Okay, and there, whoop, wrong card. There we go. So there's the last card. I'll bring in the cards again real quick. Move this out of the way so I don't get it all over. There's that one. This is one I'm giving away. We'll put that over here. This is the other one I'm giving away. And then here's the cards that I showed. Still shots will be on Stampersdelight.com as soon as I'm done. There we go. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I plan on being here on Monday. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Sometimes I can't get on live, but I do upload videos.